This video is sponsored by Motion VFX. Apple and Samsung have partnered once again, this time bringing 2018 and later Samsung smart televisions a new Apple Music app. The app is beginning to roll out to compatible TVs starting today, and in this video we're going to go hands-on with the new Apple Music app for Samsung smart TVs. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications whenever we share a video. Much like when Apple partnered with Samsung and other TV manufacturers on the Apple TV app, the Music app should look and feel very similar. In fact, it's going to look pretty much what you would see on an Apple TV. The top navigation bar consists of a couple of different sections like For You, Browse, Videos, Radio, Library, Now Playing, Search, and Settings. The For You section holds all the curated music Apple thinks you might like, which is actually pretty excellent. Now, I'm not a heavy Apple Music user, shocking, I know, but I do really like the suggestions, and I really just think the entire design and layout of the Apple Music app across all devices looks way better over my primary streaming service, which is Spotify. You'll also find recently played songs here as well. Browse is where you'll find the rest of Apple's music recommendations, playlists, radio stations, and more that are either trending, new releases, etc. Now, I do love to browse through what's new for the week or some of the curated playlists because, again, I think Apple does a pretty great job with those lists. Moving on to videos, of course, is where you'll find the latest trending music videos, which is probably a much better experience on a television. Now, radio is pretty self-explanatory. It's where you're going to go find the radio stations that are offered, the radio hosts, and more. Library is where you'll find both your Apple Music library as well as your own personal library of music or music videos that you might have stored in iCloud or with iTunes Match. And finally, Now Playing shows you what's currently playing, and then if you need to search for something specific, you have a search bar, or you can adjust various settings inside of the settings menu. The app so far seems to be working perfectly, and it just runs really well. I'm curious how much more Apple plans to do with Samsung and other TV manufacturers to implement its apps. I'd love to see podcasts be next on the list, and I wonder if these companies can figure out a way to make Apple Arcade happen without buying an Apple TV set-top box. It also adds to the question, is Apple planning to just stop making Apple TVs altogether? The hardware really hasn't been updated in a few years, and all of its essential apps are going to migrate to other smart TVs anyways. I'm just not sure it would make sense for a lot of consumers to buy additional hardware. However, rumors also suggest that Apple TV hardware is actually ready to go and we can see a refresh here very soon. So who knows, maybe they can reel us back in with some cool new features or something exclusive to the Apple TV set-top box that's going to make you want to run out and get it. Of course, I would love to know your thoughts on the app and everything else in the comments down below. Now, before we end today's video, I do want to give you more information about today's sponsor, Motion VFX. Now, if you haven't heard of Motion VFX yet, and you're a content creator, buckle up because your life is about to get a whole lot easier. You might have seen some fancy animations or graphics popping out throughout most of our videos, and as much as I would like to say I've created those beautiful transitions and animations myself, I did not. Work smarter, not harder, with over hundreds of different plugins and templates from Motion VFX. They are hands down the best resource for Final Cut Pro 10 and Motion plugins and templates. Installing a plugin is as easy as one click from the Motion VFX menu bar app, and customizing the plugins all takes place directly inside of Final Cut Pro. Just drag and drop your effect or transition into your timeline and edit from the inspector window. It's that easy. If you want a recommendation on what plugins to check out, definitely start with the M-Bundle Vlogger. These are the perfect set of resources for adding in some awesome intros, pop tags, social media animations, adding in pointers for tutorials, something which we do quite a bit, and much more. Honestly, I use these plugins every day, and they are a huge tool for helping me create content faster and easier. For more information about Motion VFX and the M-Bundle Vlogger, click the link in the description down below. This has been Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you around in the next video.